Good Saturday. It is May 22nd. We're already rounding out the month. And as of Friday, we saw some of those strong wind gusts pushing through the valley. We saw about 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts in Marysville, 26 in Sacramento to 25 in Placerville, almost 30 there for Fairfield, Stockton, Modesto at 31 miles per hour. Very strong, breezy conditions Friday. And that even led to this. A woman sent this one into the Rancho Cordova Facebook page saying, "Did anyone else see or even hear a tornado possibly that may have come through, knocked over my trampoline, swished water out of my pool, and even did some moving of the trees for me, or one of her trees was a little bit slanted." Now, we can't confirm whether or not a tornado did move through the area, but I did check the radar maps, and it looks like there was a bit of a thunderstorm, a nice isolated cell that pushed through that area. Now, the National Weather Service would have to go in, investigate, and confirm that it was probably maybe an EF0, if anything. But at this point, you could probably just credit the very strong winds that pushed through with the isolated storms that also pushed through yesterday. Now, winds are slowing down today, and then this afternoon we'll get breezier conditions, about 10 to 15 miles per hour. We do have some leftover isolated showers today, although most of them will be a little north there of just areas right around Placerville north, as well as some isolated showers and thunderstorms for the Sierra. We may get a little bit of a light dusting of snow. Otherwise, we're not looking at a massive event for today. But because we're looking at a difference in air masses from the cold air moving up high to the warming of the earth, that could lead to some thunderstorms for the afternoon hours. So we'll keep our eye on that as we start moving on through the afternoon evening. We do expect a warm up starting next week. And today we're actually warming up as much as 5 degrees. So here's our thunderstorm chances that we could have today. Now, we do have them around the Sacramento area. As you can see, most of them from 80 and 50 pretty much north. But you do look at this little sliver here that's Folsom, Rancho Cordova could be in the mix once again today. And then we'll see this really expanding further south from Sonora, Groveland, Jackson areas into Yosemite. So we do have the chances for this to happen, and here's why. The low pressure system that is sitting overhead is really pushing a massive amount of moisture as well as cold air. Well, this isn't a really tight wounded system. This is kind of all spread out. It's all just moving in and out of cold air, warm air, cold air, warm air, which causes a lot of instability. When that instability happens, that's where we get pop-up showers. So if you saw them yesterday in your neighborhood and you're like, whoa, where did this isolated little small shower come from? That's what's kind of happening. We get the rotation of the low here pushing the winds in from the north. And then you also start to see a bit of that northeast wind coming in along with that pushing of the moisture and the warm air colliding. And that's what will give us those thunderstorm chances. Now let's take a look at when we can see them, how big they're going to be. Most of them now inching through most of Nevada. And you look at 12 o'clock, that's noon as of Saturday, you'll see some spotty areas of green. Now, it's when these green areas and these spotty areas turn yellow and orange on our maps that they're more intense. And that's what we saw yesterday with that trampoline that got pushed over. That specific area of Rancho Cordova did have more intense rain, which could have led to gustier conditions and also pushing that up. It's really hard to tell whether or not there was a funnel cloud. There was no images that came through with that. So at this point in time, it's probably just going to be related to strong peak wind gusts. Now, we're also looking at these scattered showers that will be pushing through north of Placerville down toward Arnold into the afternoon hours. And that's where you could see some small areas where you get those little yellows and pockets of red. And that's also where you could potentially see those thunderstorms. Now, most of that will pass on through, mostly sunny skies, higher elevation clouds, so not really sitting low at the ground. And that'll give us a lot of sunshine, especially as we move on through the week. Temperatures start to rise just a bit. Now, we'll look at anywhere from 10 to 15-mile-per-hour winds in the valley with 20-mile-per-hour winds in Fairfield. Then things start to slow down as we start getting into Sunday, closer to about 10-mile-per-hour winds. So we're dropping about 5 miles per hour per day. And then Monday, we're right around 5 if 10-mile-per-hour winds in the valley, but looks like Fairfield will be about 15 miles per hour. Let's get to those temperatures for our friends in the lower foothills. We'll look at about 78 degrees in Ione, looking at 71 in Jackson, Nevada City. You're going to be at 65 today, so a little chillier there. And then taking a look at the Sierra, 64 Monday. We're getting back from the mid-40s to the mid-60s within 48 hours as soon as that system passes on Saturday. As we start getting through some of the showers and snow shower chances, then we'll start to get a little more sunshine each day. Temperatures gradually rising. And then we'll see those mid-60s for the week ahead and a lot of sunshine on the way. Now for the Bay Area, about 75, 73 degrees for Santa Rosa, looking at closer to 80 degrees in Fairfield, 69 in Gilroy, upper 70s there for our friends in Patterson, Modesto, Tracy. We're looking at 70 in Lodi, and then the Sacramento Valley, lower 80s today to 77 in Folsom. With the 10-day forecast, we're going to continue to see these temperatures rise. In the next few days, we'll start getting into the upper and mid 80s. Could even see a 90 there on Wednesday before dropping down a few degrees. But by the following weekend, that's Memorial Day weekend, we could expect these temperatures here Sunday into Monday to move from the upper 80s to low 90s.